What's going on, guys? Dig here, ready to teach you how to do the Rex Infernus Easter egg, and yes, you can do it solo. Now, your primary weapon you're going to be using for the boss fight is going to be the Carbon 57. Make sure you copy my build code at the bottom left corner, and then your secondary weapon is going to be the 1911. Again, copy my build code at the bottom left corner, but then I want you to keep in mind that you cannot get the 1911s off the wall. You have to get them out of the box. So in order to get them with your attachments, make sure when you click on your weapon, you click on it again, and you're hovering over it, that you click the button in the bottom left corner that says Set Zombie Build. Once you do this, once you acquire them out of the box, they will have your attachments that you have set. Your tactical will be the Decoy, the lethal will be Simtex, and your field upgrade will either be the Frenzied Guard or Ether Shroud. A couple comes you're going to bring into the boss fight if you're playing with multiple players. It's going to be Aftertaste, Phoenix Up, and Near Death Experience. If you're playing solo, you're going to bring in Aftertaste, Shields Up, and Power Keg. For your starting Gobblegums, you're going to bring in 3 legendaries that you do not care to crush multiple times. Make sure you have the Augment Free Faller on your stamina and Equivalent Exchange on your Quick Revive to help you in this Easter egg. As soon as you spawn on the map, go ahead and start crushing your 3 legendary Gobblegums, and then switch your pack to another pack, and then after you unpause, pause again, and then switch back to your legendary pack. You're going to repeat this multiple times until round 3, and you'll notice that you could do this, and it will keep on giving your 3 Gobblegums repeatedly. Therefore, you could bring up a lot of points really easily, really fast. If you do not have a lot of legendary Gobblegums to crush, that's okay. Just do the 3. You'll have plenty to open up the map with just 3. But this is also an easy way to get your points up while you wait to get to round 3, because you have to hold out in the house till round 3. Now, while you're listening to me ramble on as you get to round 3, I need you to understand, if you are doing this solo, this boss fight is no joke. Take it from somebody that's really good at zombies. This boss fight is going to be hard and difficult for you. So please listen to the loadouts I tell you to use for this boss fight, and listen very closely to how to do the boss fight before going into it. But once you rank it around 3 at the start, this phone's going to ring at the front door. Go ahead and answer it, and then a portal will spawn in on the edge. Before you go through the portal, turn around, and inside the attic, you'll see a basketball. Go ahead, shoot it down, and then take the portal across. You can shoot it from across the other platform, but sometimes it's easier just to shoot it right here. Now, hold off ending the round and follow the star in-game and doing the in-game hints in the top left corner to eventually unlock Pack-a-Punch. Now, once you do unlock Pack-a-Punch and you accidentally do end the round, a blue symbol will appear on the house because you shot down that basketball earlier. Your job now will have to keep track of each symbol that spawns in that specific order, because later on you will have to shoot them in that specific order. If one of your teammates or yourself accidentally shoots them, one will disappear and then another one will reappear next round. That one will be your last one in the sequence, and then your second one will be your first one in the new sequence. But that step will not be available till round 11, so keep that in mind. Once a round 11 comes up, you need to be ready to do this step, or you're gonna have to wait till the next Xville to start. Once you have accomplished unlocking Pack-a-Punch, make your way to the right side. You're gonna enter the Temple of CALTHERIS. Go ahead and drop down to the bottom floor. Over here to the left side, you'll find 4 pressure plates. As you stand on the far left one, the wall will reveal 4 yellow discs that you gotta shoot in time. Make sure you break all 4 yellow discs in time before you step off the pressure plate. Then you're gonna stand on the next one right beside it, and then you're gonna shoot the next 4 discs. Make sure you break them in time before the pressure plate breaks underneath you. Repeat this 2 more times. You're gonna shoot these 4 discs for the 3rd one, and then you're gonna shoot these 4 discs for the 4th one. If at any point you do not break the yellow disc fast enough, that's okay. All you gotta do is wait out time for the pressure plate to come back. It's not round based, it's time based. Once you do finish the 4th pressure plate, a wall will reveal a purple lantern. This lantern, when you interact with it, will spawn in more purple orbs around the map 1 time per round that you can interact with this. Once you complete the CALTHERIS puzzle, make your way into the DRAVAKAR's tower, and in the very back, you're gonna go inside this room and then turn around and turn on subtitles, and then interact with his blue symbols on the wall. I highly recommend taking a picture of this quote because you need to know what he says in order to know which way you need to flip these pillars. All you gotta do now is match your quote to the quote that's on this cheat sheet, and then you're gonna flip these handles in that specific order. It says my quote was, "I travel to the runner that travels moons, who borrowed from galaxies when stars stayed true." I will rotate the middle one twice, and then I will rotate the right once, and then I will rotate the left 3 times. The middle is as you enter, the right is to the right as you enter, and the left is to the left as you enter this pillar room. Once you rotate the handles in the correct amount of times, go ahead and interact with the center pillar to release it to come straight down. If you fail to do this correctly, you will have to end the round to do this on the next following round. Once you complete this puzzle, go ahead and turn around, and before you exit out of this temple, you're going to jump over here to the right side and then jump across. In this wall right here, you're going to throw a sticky grenade, and it's going to reveal a purple crystal. We're going to pick that up for the later step. Now let's make our way to the Temple of VEYTHARION and solve its puzzle. As you enter above the bubblegum machine over here to the left side, you're going to find a stone. Jump up and grab it by holding down your interact button and carry it to the left side room over here. There'll be another 2 stones inside the room to your right. It's going to be located above above mule kick over here to the left on top of the window seal. And then the third one's gonna be located to the right as soon as you enter this room, to the right side of this window seal. The fourth and final one's gonna be located right inside the puzzle room to the left side of VEYTHARION's temple. Now this next puzzle is really easy to understand. Just don't let fire touch the plant or water, and use the hand to divide them from each other. But I'm gonna explain how to do it with ease. All you gotta do now is just pick up the fire block, bring it over, and just release your interact button, and it'll drop in place. Pick up the hand and then place it inside, and then pick up the plant or water and place them down next as well. Interact with the fire to transfer it over, and then interact with the hand as well. And then the center circle will glow, and then all you gotta do is shoot it to transfer the blocks over. Once it reaches the other side, go ahead and interact with the fire, and then transfer the hand back over. Pick up the plant, then shoot the circle to bring it back over, and then place the hand down first, and then place down the plant. Pick up the fire once again, and then pick up the hand once again, and then you're gonna transfer it back over. Go ahead and place the hand down first, place the fire down second, and then pick up the water, and then pick up the hand. Transfer it over once again, shooting the disc, and then once it reaches the other side, place down the water, and then transfer the hand by shooting the disc again. Once it reaches the other side, go ahead and interact with the fire to bring it back in, and then shoot the disc to transfer it over once for the final time. Interact with the hand, and then interact with the fire, and then you have completed this puzzle. This puzzle is very useful because it will reveal a water pool. All you have to do is interact with it to make it rain the next following round. Now for the last tower, NYXARA. Go ahead and open up all the doors, and then wall bounce off the wall over here to the right side and place down the purple crystal that we picked up earlier. Head back to Pack-a-Punch and interact with one of these altars that has a green flame to get the grapple. Grapple the purple orb into the center of Pack-a-Punch, and then crank the wheel or Pack-a-Punch to launch the purple flame into the braziers. Pick up the purple flame and run to the back side of the tower and throw it at the eye in the very back. This will launch a purple light going towards the purple crystals, and therefore you need to use your grapple to hit the purple crystals to rotate them to bounce the light from one crystal to the next. Your goal is to bounce the light all the way to the next room, then bounce it to this crystal to rotate that crystal to break open the door. If you do not do this step fast enough and the light does disappear, all you gotta do is redo the fire step to bring the light back. And also, if you don't have any grapple altars available, all you have to do is end the round, and a new set will be available on the next round. Once you break open the door, go ahead and stand on top of the orb to fall into the room. Take out the spiders and go up to the vines, and then you're gonna slowly let it drain your life to eventually finish. Once it finishes and stops draining your life, we are ready to move on to the next step of the Easter egg. For the next step, we need to go collect 4 different offerings for the 4 different towers. First offering we're gonna grab is gonna be for VEYTHARION. All you gotta do is interact with the pool for the next round to be raining. On the next round, when it is raining, you're gonna have to go to 1 of 3 locations and fall off the map and collect a woven sash. The first location is gonna be located on the Juggernog Island. You're gonna jump on this little island and jump for the rock over here to the left side and spam your interact button and pick it up. If you did not pick up a sash, and then you're moving on to the next location. The second location is gonna be located at Widow's Wine. You're gonna drop down over here to the right side onto this smaller little island. As you're falling, hug the edge and spam your interact button to pick it up here. Now for the final and third location, it's gonna be PhD. It's gonna be over here to the right side of this mystery box. Just fall straight down right here and spam your interact button to pick it up. I will say this one's like quite impossible to see it. You're just gonna have to keep on jumping off the ledges until you pick it up on a raining round. Make sure it is raining. Once collected, go back into the tower and place it into the fire brazier in the center. The next ritual item we're gonna pick up is gonna be the shimmering thread. This one's really easy. All you need is a grapple and grapple the purple orbs towards you. Interact with enough of them and it will drop onto the ground. I will say once you interact with the lantern to spawn in more purple orbs, you can just interact with the purple orbs as they fly to you to pick up the shimmering thread as well if you don't want to just wait for them to spawn into the map. Once again, once collected, put it in the fire brazier in the CALTHERIS temple. And for the next ritual item, you're going to want to grab your modified chaos gobblegum and then you're going to head into the DRAVAKAR tower. You're going to go to the very back over here to the left side and equip Shatter Blast to your weapon. Go ahead and grab a grapple and go into the new area that we opened up earlier from releasing the pillar. In the surrounding area on the edge of the walls, you're going to find shields. What you're going to do is you activate your gobblegum and you're going to get Shatter Blast kills right beside the shields to knock them down on the ground. They got to be pretty close to knock them on the ground. Eventually, you will knock one down that will have a hammer in it. Once you acquire the hammer, go ahead and continue taking down the shields until you find the Shadow Rift mod and apply it to your weapon as well. Again, like the last 2 items, go ahead and place it inside the brazier inside the tower. Now, in order to collect the last ritual item, we must build the water weapon first. Make your way into the NYXARA tower room over to the left side into the vine room. You're going to wait till round 8 and then interact with the vines when the fruit spawns in. You'll be teleported to a forest. Once inside the forest, over here to the left side, you're going to find a cabin. Melee the floorboard in front of the zombie's head and then you're going to interact with the string that's in the ground. You can pull down on your analog movement stick or you can hold down on your S on your keyboard and spam the melee button to stop the cutscene that you're going to be watching. Once the cutscene's over, pick up the string and then go to the center and you'll find another zombie and repeat the steps and pick up the next part. Then continue straight forward to all the way to the end where a cave is, and then interact with the last zombie. Rinse and repeat to pick up the last part. Once you acquire all 3 items, you'll be transported out of the forest and head back to the Dravakar tower, and you'll find a big giant anvil. Interact with it, and then a meteorite will strike, and then you will have the wonder weapon. Go ahead and grab the wonder weapon. Once you acquire the wonder weapon, go ahead and get another Gobblegum modified chaos, and then you're gonna end the round and then head back to the vine room and wait till a fruit spawns in. Before you interact with the fruit, make sure you activate your Gobblegum because you will not be able to do it while you're in the forest. But once the fruit spawns back in, once on another round, you're gonna go back in the forest and continue getting Shadow Rift eliminations until a scroll spawns in. If it does not spawn in and drop on the ground, that's okay. You just gotta end the round to go back into the forest and continue doing this. It's completely random when it drops. You just gotta get enough Shadow Rift eliminations and eventually it will drop. Once you acquire the scroll, go ahead and place it inside the fire brazier inside that tower. Now there is a bug in the game. If you do get Shadow Rift to activate and you get teleported out of the room and they see the zombies falling out of the sky inside the temple, once you get teleported out, you're gonna have to get Shadow Rift on a different weapon in order to get the scroll to spawn in inside the forest, because if you use that same weapon, it's just gonna be completely bugged out and it will never drop the scroll for you. And for the next step of the Easter egg, get to round 11 for the first exfil. Once you see it says exfil, you're gonna look at the house and shoot your symbols in your particular order that you are keeping track. Once you do this, you're gonna go up to the exfil, and as long as it says travel to her house, you want to interact with it and then take out the elite. Once you take out the elite, interact with the portal to be teleported to the house. Once you arrive to the house, the twins will give you a pack-a-punch level 1 crystal, and then you're going to win it. Immediately run up the stairs, immediately take a left, take another left, and take another left. You're going to look inside this barrier, and you're going to shoot a charge shot of the wonder weapon inside the toilet. You want to do this quick because a lot of Ravagers and Doppelgasts will spawn in. If you have an ether shot, I highly recommend using that. Eventually, an eye is going to come out of the toilet and fall on the floor, and you're going to pick up that eye. You're going to make your way out of the house and finish taking out all the enemies, and then interact with the phone to spawn in another portal, and then be transported back into the main island. Now, I will say, if you miss your exfil window on round 11, you're going to have to wait till round 16 for the next one in order to do this step, so please pay attention once it becomes round 11. Once you spawn back to the main island, go ahead and find an altar with a green flame for the grapple, and hold down your interact button to upgrade it. Do not let go of your interact button if you're getting attacked or anything, because if you cancel this mid-upgrade, sometimes it will bug out and will not upgrade it, and you're going to need an upgrade in order to do the next step. So please, if you're getting attacked, hold down your interact button until it's done being upgraded. But once it's upgraded, go ahead and grab the upgraded grapple and head to the bottom floor of Pack-a-Punch. On either side, right and left side, you're going to find these metal square panels on the top right and left side of these walls. Go ahead and tear them all down with the upgraded grapple to reveal 6 wall panels. Then while you still have time on your upgraded grapple, go to above Pack-a-Punch and you'll find the 3 pillars. On the left side of these pillars, you're going to find another square panel that you're going to tear down with your upgraded grapple. Once you pull down these 3 panels, go to the bottom floor of Pack-a-Punch, and then you're going to find cobwebs on the panels that you just opened up on the generators. Go ahead and throw a grenade or use an explosive weapon to break these cobwebs. Once you break these cobwebs, go ahead and go back up to the top of Pack-a-Punch, Pack-a-Punch your weapon to make the rings go really fast, or crank the wheel to make the rings go really fast. Then head back to the underneath Pack-a-Punch, and then on the square panel in front of the perk machine, you're going to find another handle. Go ahead and rotate the handle while the rings are moving fast to the left and right position. If it was already in the left right position, go ahead and rotate it once to go up and down, and then rotate it back to left and right to power up the generators. Once the generators are powered, the pillars will start rotating and eventually stop. Once the pillars stop, your main goal now is to get all 3 lined up to power one of the towers. Once the pillars stop, all you got to do now is interact with the center one until either the left or right side connects with the center pillar. Then go to the one pillar that's not connected and interact with that one and continue rotating it until all 3 are connected. Once you get all 3 connected, you're going to keep on following this pattern in order to get all 3 lined up to each individual tower over time. Interact with the left one first, interact with the right one next after they stop, and then interact with the middle. As long as you repeat this pattern, you'll always get them to line up with each individual tower over time. So how this pattern works, it will always stop one position prior to the previous position when you started this pattern. Therefore, you know where it's going to land next. If I have it right here, that means it's going to land on the dragon temple next go around that I rotate it. The first tower challenge I'm going to do is going to be CALTHERIS. Once I get all 3 pillars lined up, I'm going to grab a purple flame and throw it on the brazier. Once the ritual item is burning, the ritual item will attach itself to a zombie, and then you're going to leave the zombie outside this tower, and then you're going to get crushed on the left shackle of this trap. Once it breaks the shackle, what you're going to do now is get the idolized Gobblegum, and you're going to run inside and have all players stand on top of this plate. Once everybody's standing on the top of the plate, pop your idol eyes and have everybody ADS, and do not let go of ADS until the plate slides open. Once the plate slides open, shoot a charge shot on the ground on the disc to raise it up. A blue beam is going to shine through, and your job now is to point this blue beam to the left side wall over here where I have it pinged. This step is very tedious and it has to be pinpoint accurate. Once you believe you have it lined up, if you take out enough zombies, it will start glowing orange and showing a symbol. Shoot the outer ring of the disc to make large adjustments, and shoot the smaller inner ring to make small adjustments. Now once you get enough souls and you break open the wall, it will reveal a statue head. Do not shoot it just yet or you'll be stuck in a lockdown. Head to the VEYTHARION temple and you're going to interact with the rain pool once again, because once you finish this lockdown, it will end the round and you need it to be raining on the next round. Take you and your teammates into this temple with a max ammo gobble gum and shoot the statue head. Now you're going to be placed in a lockdown and you got to find the 4 purple shadow smiths around the area. Take them out in order to make this statue head vulnerable to damage. Do enough damage to the head to break it open. Once you break the head, go ahead and go outside the temple and pull a purple orb underneath the statue's head. Shoot a charge shot of the wonder weapon to release the purple orb into the sky to attach itself to its head. Once again, once it's raining, go ahead and grab a grapple, grab a purple flame, and then throw it on the center of the head where you see the purple orb in between the eyes to strike lightning onto the head to make it uncorrupted. If you miss or you don't hit the purple orb, that's okay. Just keep on throwing it while it's raining to eventually strike lightning to cleanse the ritual room. Now for the NYXARA Tower challenge. All you gotta do is obviously start off by getting the pillars lined up, take a purple flame, and then go ahead and throw it on the fire brazier to burn the ritual item. Once you burn the ritual item and the ritual item attaches itself to a zombie, make it to the VEYTHARION temple, activate the trap to have the zombie get crushed on the right hand of this titan to break the shackle. Once you break the shackle, get another idolized bubblegum, take your entire team into this temple, and have every single one of them lay on top of this plate for the entire duration of the idolized until the plate slides open. Once the plate slides open, it's the same rinse and repeat steps. Shoot a charge shot of the wonder weapon to raise the beam. Once the beam is raised, you're going to pinpoint the laser to this wall on the left side right here. Remember, this has to be pinpoint accurate. Just match your line of your laser with the image that I'm showing you right now. Once you get enough souls and you break open the wall, do not shoot the head. Make sure you go interact with the pool before you start this lockdown. This lockdown is very hard when you're playing solo because you're going to be dealing with the dogs. So please prepare to get a max ammo gobble gum and have your wonder weapon ready to go. And have some decoys in your ether shroud as well. But once you're ready for the lockdown, shoot the head, take out the shadow smiths, do enough damage to the head to finish the lockdown. Once you finish the lockdown, place a purple orb underneath the head, shoot it up into the sky to attach to the dragon's eyes. Make sure that it's raining, get a purple fire, grapple yourself up top. This one's a little tricky. You want to aim for the middle of the snout of the dragon. Once the lightning strikes and it breaks the corrupted head, we can move on to the next tower. The next tower challenge we're going to do is the VEYTHARION. Go ahead and get your pillars lined up, grab a purple flame and go inside, burn the brazier, burn the trial item, get it attached to a zombie, activate the trap that's outside the tower, and then you're going to want to break the left shackle. Once you break the left shackle, go ahead and get an idolized bubblegum, take your entire team into this room, get on top of this pressure plate and just spam jump. Once you guys spam jump long enough, the plate will slide open. Go ahead and shoot a charge shot to bring up the disc, and then once you line up the laser to the left side barrier right here, as an example in my picture, get enough souls to break it open to reveal the head, interact with the pool before you start the lockdown, shoot the head, finish breaking all these shadow smiths, and then break the head. Once you break the head, you have finished the lockdown. Get an orb underneath the head, raise it up with the wonder weapon, and then make sure that it's raining. Grab a purple flame and aim for the top middle skull right here to strike lightning to break the corruption. Now for the DRAVAKAR tower, go ahead and get your 3 pillars lined up, grab a purple flame, throw it on the fire brazier to burn the trial item, get the trial item attached to the zombie, bring it to the CALTHERIS temple, activate the trap, have the right shackle break. Now all you have to do now is to go on top of the plate with all your teammates and apply 3 armor plates to yourself. Obviously, if you have the Vulture Aid augment that automatically applies plates, you're just going to stand on there, take damage, and let the game apply it to you automatically, unless you want to take a little damage and just slowly apply them to yourself. But like I said, just get all your teammates on there and just continuously apply plates to yourselves, and then the plate will slide open. Once the plate slides open, once again, shoot a charge shot with your wonder weapon to raise the disc. Go ahead and align the laser to your right against this wall, as you see in this image right here. Once you get enough souls and it breaks open the wall, go interact with the pool first before you shooting the head to start the lockdown. Once you start the lockdown, take out the shadow smiths and then do enough damage to the head to lift the lockdown. Once again, rinse and repeat. Bring a purple orb underneath the head, raise it up with the wonder weapon, wait till it's raining, grab a purple flame and throw it in the center of the face to break the corruption. Once you have break the corruption on all 4 towers, you are ready for the boss fight. Before you get in the boss fight, you're going to grab a green grapple and then go to the upgraded station where you have the red grapple, and you're going to pull off the eye. You're going to need this for the boss fight. For your setup for the boss fight, especially if you're playing solo, you're going to want the Carbon 57 Legendary PAP 3, the Wonder Weapon PAP 3 1000%. And then your M1911s, at least PAP 2 Legendary or Purple status. You're going to want Aftertaste, Shields Up, and Power Keg with Ether Shroud as well. And before you go to the boss fight, I highly recommend at least having 20,000 to up to 40 to even 100,000 points, because the Wonder Weapon is used a lot in this boss fight critically, and it's gonna cost you 10,000 points in order to get more ammo. And the more points you have, the better off you'll have a chance of beating this boss. Now, once you acquire the 3 weapons that I suggested, we're gonna go ahead and buy a wall weapon to drop one of our weapons on the ground, and then we're gonna cycle our weapons to make sure that our primary weapon is our Wonder Weapon, our secondary weapon is gonna be our M1911s, and then our third weapon is gonna be our Carbon 57. So when we go down, we can use our M1911 1911s to revive ourselves for equivalent exchange. And of course, I highly recommend watching my entire explanation of how to do the boss fight before going to the boss fight, because there is a wipe phase that can take out you and your entire team. But once you and your team are ready for the boss fight, go underneath back a bunch, stand on the blue circles, wait for the prompt to initiate the boss fight, interact with it, and then you'll start the boss. As soon as you spawn in the boss arena, turn around, go up to the grapple station, and hold down your interact button to upgrade it. If you're being attacked, like I said earlier about the glitch, do not let go your interact button until that altar is upgraded, because it's very crucial that you have the upgraded grapple inside the boss fight. Once you have the grapple station upgraded, you're going to want to collect it and always watch the meter. Before it runs out, you're going to want to go run up and grab a new one. This is very important because they will save you so many times when you're falling off the arena to pull yourself back into the arena, preventing yourself from taking fall damage. Also to escape the boss, escape the zombies, and escape the tentacles that happen during the second wave. Now, the first initial step of this boss fight is to shoot the blue floating skulls around the boss, to stun him, to shoot the tip of his tail, to do critical damage with your carbon 57. Now, while you are doing this in the first stage or any of the stages of the boss fight, please make sure you're constantly taking out zombies with your M1911s for them to drop ammo for you for your vulture rates, and also so they can drop armor plates for you as well if you run out, that you can run in the center or run up to the zombies that you took out to acquire these items. And on top of that, at the same time as you're taking them out, you're gathering more points so you can buy ammo for your wonder weapons. I want to be very clear right now, if you're playing solo and you run out of ammo with your wonder weapon, that should be the only time you buy ammo for the wonder weapon. Not when you're half empty or you lost a few arrows. Only when you're fully empty with the one weapon should you buy more ammo to conserve as much points as possible in this boss fight. But once you get the boss down to a quarter HP, he's going to jump to the back, and this is where you need to immediately take out the shadow smiths surrounding the boss arena. Use your one weapon because it does a tremendous amount of damage, because the faster you take these out before he spawns into the arena, you can get rid of his shields before he comes back in. But once you take out the shadow smiths, it's still the same rinse and repeat steps. Take out the blue skulls, stun him, and use your carbon 57 to do enough damage to him to progress to the next wave of the boss. But now what you have to deal with are the tentacles that spawn in the boss arena that can attack you and push you around. You can easily take care of these with the one weapon, but I highly advise saving as much ammo as you possibly can and avoid taking these out, because people say that once you get a certain amount spawn in the map, it'll start a wave one-shot attack, but that's not true. That just happens when you get to a certain point of the boss, and if that does happen, that's when you want to try to take out as many as possible to deactivate the charge attack. Now, another attack you need to look out for are these red portals that will float above you. You could do damage to them to break them, or just watch out because they'll drop red orbs on the ground. They'll do explosive damage to you. But once you continue this cycle doing damage to them, then you're going to be put into a lockdown room. It's very easy. Just survive the lockdown and then you'll be brought out. And then you have to rinse and repeat the same steps. Take out the shadow smiths to get rid of his armor. And then therefore he's just going to start ramping it up with his more attacks. And then he's also going to spawn in more skulls surrounding him. So you're going to have to take out more than one skull at a time to stun him. Just note that every time you finish a lockdown or a wave, you will get a max ammo and a full armor. And you will also have the blessings to use it at your advantage. One will give you 2 eternal perks. One will give you healing armor. And the other one will give you knockback resistance. Just keep in mind, these will not spawn in unless you have beaten the previous bosses in the other maps. Now, once you get the boss roughly around 15% HP, this is when his one-shot shockwave attack is available. If this happens, like I said, just take out enough of these tentacles fast enough and you will not have the effect take place. At this moment, when he's at 15%, it is very crucial that you constantly making sure that your wonder weapon has max ammo in it, because those are the best option that you have in order to take out these tentacles fast enough before this wave attack happens. Now, once you get his health low enough and you're about to take him out, and you do take him out, that's not the end of the boss fight. He'll heal back up to a little bit less than half HP, and it's rinse repeat all the same steps again, but this time he'll have more skulls and he'll attack a lot faster and more aggressively. Again, take out the shadow smiths, grab the full armor and max ammo that it drops, and then just rinse and repeat the same steps until you defeat him. Once you defeat him for the second time, you are completely done with the warden boss fight and you have completed the Rex Infernus Easter egg. If this guide helped you beat this Easter egg, consider subbing. It's completely free. I am only 6 people away from having 5,000 subs, and considering that I'm the only person in the entire world with an Easter egg guide for every single zombie map placed in a playlist as well on my channel for your convenience, it'd be greatly appreciated for all the hard work and dedication I put into my work of having no misinformation in my Easter egg guides and having the best up-to-date guides for any zombie map that you're looking for. Other than that, I hope to see you in my next Easter egg guide. Peace!